This week we'll have our first test. It's going to cover the 2 lessons from last week, fractions and decimals. I've made up a practice test. You can take it as many times as you want. You can take as long as you want. It will not count as a score. Do take it more than once because I've made it to where every time you take it, you will get a different problem so you can get lots of practice. Now, when you're comfortable with a practice test, you can take your regular test. I want to just show you something here. You're used to typing answers in on your homework. You've got that. Now, if you look here, here's my question. Some of them will have an SW by that. That means I'm asking you to show work. So let's click on one that has a show work. If I just type an answer in here, don't show work, I'll get a reminder, hey, go back and show work. And we're doing 8/9 divided by 1/3. So let's look at some ways we can show we know what we're talking about. Okay, one way is to just write out the problem with a pen. That's the pen feature here. And we've got 8/9. I'm not super neat with this. Your device might be easier to use than my laptop here. Divided by 1/3. And I know that to divide, I rewrite it as multiplication. And that's times 3/1. I can cancel common factors here, or I can just simply multiply. 8 times 3 is 24 over 9. And I know that 9 goes into 24 2 times. 2 times 9 is 18 with 6 left over. Or that would be 2 2/3 when I reduce that. Okay. Another thing I could do, let's say I just really don't do too well with this. I'm just having trouble with it. I can just click text, and instead of doing all this, I can just type in what I'm doing. Let's see. We wrote the problem as, I'm just using my keyboard, 8/9 times 3/1, which equals 24 over 9. And that gives me 2 6/9. You can do a much prettier job of this if you want to go through here and do the math expression, but we don't need to be that fancy. I need some idea you could do the problem by hand. And then, of course, when I type it in, I do need to put 2 2/3. So let's save that. There's a couple of options there. And it says type a simplified fraction, or if it came out to a whole number, so that was 2 2/3. And let's just go ahead and check that. We're not going to be able to check it while we're taking the test, but okay. You'll get feedback on the practice test as soon as you take it. When you take the regular test, I'll have to go through and check all these show works before you'll see a score. Now, one other thing you can do, if you're tech savvy, you're working on maybe an iPad or your phone, you can actually upload or insert a picture. You can write the problem on paper and then take a photo.